creatives, and welcome to day 9 of the 12 Designs of Xmas, where we are going to create some paper ornaments using the rotate tool, but we'll get to that in just a moment. First, we're going to use the sphere tool and create a circle. I figured I would keep this kind of simple and create a beautiful snowflake ornament in honor of Frozen 2, which has just come out recently. So in honor of that, we're going to create a beautiful blue snowflake, and I'm going to use the sphere tool to make just a standard size here and increase the stroke quite a few points, and then I'm going to resize it, duplicate that sphere, and then resize it smaller in the center. I'm then going to use the rectangle tool to create a stick on top, so that'll be the beginning of the outer part of the snowflake ornament. This is then going to be utilized to create the rotate around a shape. You can't really see it, but there is a pop-up window, and I'm just testing out the spacing. I did 30% all the way around and copied, and then pressed Ctrl D the whole time, so it copied it all the way around, and the spacing looked pretty good. So I'm going to finish up the spikes of the snowflake utilizing the rectangle tool again, holding down Shift and making a perfect square, turning it on an edge and creating a cute diamond, I guess you would call it, and then I duplicated that shape and put it on either side of that rectangle on the top of the snowflake. I then duplicated that pattern on top of itself there, and then I duplicated the diamond shard and put it on the tippy top, so it kind of looks like an ice leaf, I guess you would say. Just making sure that the proportions are all pretty accurate and correct here. Now I'm going to take that rotate tool and rotate around the spherical shape. I decided to keep it at 30 degrees and just press Ctrl D or Command D if you're on a Mac, and it duplicated it over and over and over again. Moving past that, I decided to put an actual center in for the snowflake. Utilize the sphere tool to put a fill sphere right in the center. I duplicated the snowflake shards, I guess you would say, the appendages. I duplicated the one on top and then put it down onto the inside and the inner layer of the snowflake. And I am just testing out that rotate around the shape tool again. I changed the degree and made it more of a 45 degree, and now I'm just making sure that everything is aligned correctly and sized correctly so it looks as believable as possible, making it all nice and symmetrical. Now that I've got that down, I realized I did not pull the rectangle tool inwards so to the center so it's all connected, so I'm going to do that now by using the rectangle tool to create another rectangle, and I'm using that same rotate around a shape to then make sure that it's all aligned correctly. I had to tweak it a little bit, but because I think my original selection for the rotate tool was a little bit off, so I just made sure that everything was lined up. I then selected everything for the smaller center of the snowflake, and I pressed Unite under the Pathfinder tool and made sure that everything was lined up, and that way it all is like one shape. So when this gets printed out, you have the center, which is separate, and then it connects to the bigger portion of the snowflake, and then you can then put on a little hook or a string to make it be put on the tree. I'm just resizing it to fit on the artboard correctly. I also made sure that the outer portion of the snowflake was also united using the Pathfinder toolbar, And then I decided to make sure that everything was aligned correctly, and I grouped the whole selection together. And this is our ornament. I know it's a bit of a shorter video today, but you can create quite a few of these, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you for day 10.